Hi, this is Greg. I've been out for a while, taking care of some health issues. I'm back. This night is the night that Trump is to give that address, probably so-called address, to Congress. Um, I am basically blacking out that address, and I'm boycotting that address. Uh, Instead, I'm doing things today that I really enjoy doing. One of which was to just finished watching the movie Lincoln. The portrayal of Lincoln in the movie by Daniel Day Lewis is simply incredible. The best performance, in my opinion, of any actor in this new 21st century. Um, Lincoln is my hero, so I'm very prejudiced about that. I grew up in Republican, reddest of red states, according to the President Lexicon, Kansas, Republican state. Um, but Kansas during the Civil War was very divided, and there were um, intra-war in Kansas between Jayhawkers and Raiders that were in favor of the South and over the issue of slavery, and there were some barbaric acts, and actually, my beloved KU in the great city of Lawrence, that Lawrence was burned down by raiders. Um, there was always a division, but when you go and back where I grew up, I grew up around farmers and truck drivers and plumbers and people that worked at wheat elevators. Um, I used to enjoy greatly unloading wheat trucks and shooting the wheat into the box cars from the big co-op elevator late into the night during the harvest season. All those folks, where they came in a kind of a bloody Civil War past, um, I found them to be very high in character and very competent in whatever they chose to do. Um, the, they were honest. People never told lies. If you told a lie, that would become a permanent brand on you, and you would be, people would get that reputation. And if you lie once, you would be known as a person that's not word is not trusted. People did things by handshake, and that was incredibly important. Also, incredibly important was you had to take a lot of risk taking, to survive and grow on farms and do independent trucking and all the things people do to try to stay alive. Trying to work, raise a family, being a plumber, um, all those sort of things required you had to take risks, but you always took consideration, use judgment. Or you could take a risk, but you must have the courage to do that. But you also have to have the insight and the enlightenment to take good, careful consideration. And that involves many and some of the decisions. Decisions were never one person's decisions. They were decisions by a family, by a group of friends, by a church membership. Um, Everyone shared. There was abundance. People cared. And if someone went down, there was very well known that other people would step up. Farmers would help other farmers who were down on their luck because of health issues. They would take over and they would do things like mow the hay. They would take care of the harvesting of the crops. So there was a lot of caring among others. And everyone was pride in their craftsmanship and their workmanship and the hard day's work, and they were so proud of that hard day of work. They worked hard and they worked well, and they served their country. They were people that were proud of being service to their country as veterans. I come from a long line of veterans. My father in the Pacific, in the Navy, as a seaman. I had uncles in the Army. I had people going further back and actually being in World War One, so World War One and World War Two in Korea. And I, of course, was in Vietnam in Infantry and the 1st Cavalry versus the 7th Cavalry and the 4th Platoon. And when you realize what people are like in those situations, and as veterans and as people that are in actual combat, is that it was you were to be counted on. Your word was to be counted on. You were to take risks, but you never were risk takers. You were always considered judgments. We each tried to help the other come back alive, whether in Vietnam and Cambodia. The people in charge of our platoon leaders, Jack McBride, our other platoon sergeant, Odell Newton, they all cared, and that was really important to do that. And everyone was very skilled in what they did, and they developed it through training and through experience. Now here we are today, and we find people saying how divided the world is in the United States, that we have the red state and the blue state. I think that there are still core values of honesty, courage, and sharing, charity to all. I think when you listen to the theme from Lincoln, you realize what a beautiful picture it is in a terrible situation in the Civil War. There was a man that was honest Abe. There was a man who sent troops off and took risks and did everything he could to keep the Union together. Passed the 13th Amendment. Diversity and sharing with others, irregardless of their religion, their origin, their sexual orientation. These things aren't important. It's the character and competency of a person. And character is, based on your spirituality, your ability to think. It's about emotional, that you care and you show emotion for others, but you provide the kind of discipline so that you can keep your emotions in check, so that you don't step over the line and walk into somebody else's life and affect it adversely. These are really important values. Sharing and helping one another. There's so many people that help me, and there's so many people I've seen help others. These are the important things. This is why I'm blacklisting and blackballing and blacking out and boycotting and ruining everything I can to resist the present administration, which has showed itself to be basically lying, showed itself to be untrustworthy in terms of their not taking consideration. They do rash, quick things, to kind of pump themselves up, the vanity, the sheer narcissism of it all. They don't want to share. They've captured a group of people and they're fallen through in kind of in a chasm right now in our world, where just the way the world has become flat and global, and the way the world is automated. But they found themselves in a trap, and charlatans and demagogues, they thrive in this kind of environment by promising things and saying they got a big head, they got a big brain, they'll take care of you. We as a people take care of each other. We have principles, and those principles are incorporated in our Constitution. The 13th that Lincoln passed freed the slaves, and no one can have involuntary servitude. That was the Lincoln. We still have the Lincoln in us. I still have the Lincoln in me, and everyone should look for the Lincoln in them. And so I think that's one of the things we should think about when you look at the famous memorial, the Lincoln Memorial, and see Lincoln sitting there, and knowing as he's watching, he's seeing what's going on, and what he's seeing in executive branch is not what we should be seeing. The press is not our enemy. The press is our advocates. They're our ears, eyes. They're the probing on our behalf as a country. That's why we have freedom of the press. And just so many things that he might be seeing, we shouldn't be splitting people against each other. The anti-Semitic activity that's been taking place lately is just atrocious. And that's because people think that there might be some permission to be given by this attitude of the executive branch. So I think we need to do everything we can to bring it to a screeching halt as soon as we can. So let's resist, let's black out, and let's take care of our world. And I'm boycotting any Trump address, and I'm going to do things that are more meaningful, I think, in our lives. Remember, there's a little bit of Lincoln in all of us. So good night now, and I hope you all had a good day doing something, anything, other than watching Trump. Good night.